Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillahi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. A dear viewer of Salam TV, we welcome you to today's episode of the Alhidaayah show that comes to you every Monday, 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. My name is Muhammad Sekalala, and every Monday we look at Islam and science. Today is the 26th of August 2024. We want to that also compete favorably in the world that is so competitive today. To join us in doing this is our guest that we always have on the set, and that is none other than Mr. Sekalema Hamza, who is a lecturer at the Islamic University in Uganda, who inshallah I'm going to request in a moment to say salam to us, then we start to continue.
My dear viewer, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We thank Allah and ask Him to bless us in our pursuit of knowledge.
Ameen,
make our
ameen.
knowledge beneficial to us and to teach us that which is.
Amen, amen, amen. Okay, so viewer, that is our guest. It is a familiar face now to most of us that have been following the show. And of course, you should expect something new whenever he comes. So today, Mr. Sekalema introduced us to that topic, smart AI technologies. Last time we saw ChatGPT, Copilot, and then we looked at something in the manufacturing sector.
Yeah.
So inshallah, give us maybe a small recap and then we see how to proceed, inshallah.
All right. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Now, last time we were looking at mainly the text-based tools.
Now,
Because within this AI industry, especially the generative AIs, we have text tools. Then they essentially create documents.
yes, please.
Then there are image generators. Their job is to create for us pictures.
Now,
Then lastly, there are video generators.
Mm.
The video generators essentially help us in creating entire videos.
Okay.
Because a video in the computer system is simply a series of photos. So if you have a photo generator, then it's very easy for you to come up with an image generator.
Okay, so basically our viewers should appreciate that we have three main categories of AI tools. The text generators, you say the photo, the image,
generators,
then the video generators. Mashallah. Okay, please.
So as our selector prepares to show us some of the actual demonstration of all these technologies,
Yes.
I think we may begin to look at some of the tools
Mm.
that are out there,
Okay.
just their names, so that in case our viewer has an internet connection,
Yes, please.
they can be able to essentially search around and try to use these tools. The
Inshallah.
majority are being traded as commercial tools.
Oh.
So the free version will only give you a few simple trials, but they give you a picture of what to expect, and once you have enough money between 20 and possibly 200 USD,
Okay.
you can be able to actually acquire commercial versions of these tools.
Oh.
To allow you to generate really very realistic content, and it is something we need to be conversant with.
Mashallah.
So image generators, we could list a few of them.
Yes, please.
The first one is Flux AI image generator. So Flux is FLUX. The website is fluxpro.ai. So there's that AI. So Flux Pro is good enough. Now here we have an example of an image generator that has created a very realistic picture.
Yes.
That is portrayed as a work of art by a human being. Now the interesting thing about this particular picture is that it was taken as work done by an artist in a competition.
Yes, yes, yes.
So since no one could detect that it was an AI tool that actually came up with the picture, the person even won an award. I think it was discovered later that this individual was actually cheating because he created the thing using an AI tool.
So there was no like live demo or session.
Remember, with the art, you come with the thing already drawn. It takes months to come up with such a picture. A person could even take the whole month drawing that picture. So you can't expect them to be drawing from within. So you can see how realistic the art becomes. So you simply tell the AI tool during the prompting, because AI tools work largely by the prompts you give them. So you can tell it, I need an art painting with the 3 women with the hall in the middle of the building overlooking. So you give a detailed description. For them, the more detailed the description is, the better, which is interesting, because for the general searches like Google, the more words you put, the worse the results become, because the computer is simply doing a comparison of text. But in this case, the more detailed your description is, the better the tool makes the picture as realistic as possible.
Now, maybe before we proceed,
yes.
How do you now compare this with this image creation? I don't know whether they're called softwares.
Now
Photoshop and the rest.
Now Photoshop is different. Photoshop, you are the one that does the editing.
Oh, you're done doing the editing.
So meaning Photoshop is simply there to give you a series of tools that you can use to manipulate either an existing picture or so in that case the human being is actually doing the work. The tool is just there to provide some kind of automation.
Even Canvas?
All those work with the templates, but ultimately it is the human being that does the editing.
Here you're talking about the machine doing everything.
With these AI generators, you simply prompt. You tell it, I need a photo of a lion somewhere in the desert, being followed by a gazelle and some buffaloes around. So whatever detailed explanation you give the AI tool will simply compile it and begin to create a totally new image. So the image comes in a completed form.
So we have Flux.
So Flux Pro.ai. So that will give you a chance to generate some few pictures for free. Of course, the majority are available after you pay some money. The other one is GenCraft, GEN, then Craft CRAFT.com. So that one is also another AI image generator. There is also Pixar, PIXLR.com. That one is also there. So there are quite a number of tools. There is also DeepAI.org.
DeepAI.org.
DeepAI.org is also available as.
So all these are image.
So all those are essentially sitting on the same technology. As it were, you'll find that the underlying engines are actually sometimes the same, but the commercial packaging changes. Because for these sectors to grow, there's need for a lot of investment, and in the end, ultimately they have to commercialize the service.
So
Otherwise, the open AI that started this entire revolution of automatic content generation, for them they had it as an open thing for everyone to participate. But commercial companies have now come in. Of course, there's a healthy part to commercialize, because once you commercialize, you have the resources to do more investment, and you have what is better. So the ones who have been listing are primarily image generators. So we could look out for the ones that are video.
Okay, as we look out for them, viewer, our guest, perhaps for us to understand this better, in the last episode we looked at the text creators, where we saw the ChatGPT, we saw Copilot, among others. Now today we have looked at the image creators. So those that are just joining us, when you type in the Google search tab, you find you can type in fluxpro.ai, then you have gencraft.com, pixel.com, and then the deep AI. When you type any of those, they'll help you to create or generate an image. But of course, it is you to prompt the image that you want. Either give me an image of a lion chasing a gazelle maybe in a bush, something like that. It should give you the picture. And we have already earlier on seen an image of someone who designed a picture that even won an award. The adjudicators couldn't even tell that this was the work of what? Of like the one you're seeing on the screen. So it means we can make use of this. You know, today the argument is we have to work smart, not very hard. There are those, but of course, you have to respect somebody's innovation by also paying something. Our guest has noted that between 20 and $200 is that monthly or annually?
Some are monthly, subscription based,
okay,
and others are one-off, but of course the majority are subscription based.
So it means these technologies are supposed to make our lives more efficient, and let's reward those that did the innovation as also making good use of that of the same. So Mr. Hamza, now we can perhaps look at some of the video generators as we prepare to go for the break in the next 5 minutes.
Okay, the video generators, like we said, these video generators compile a whole video. So with the image generators, you simply create a single picture, and that is all. But in some cases, you may need like a full video. Of course, if you look at the outcomes, the AI tools are still learning and perfecting this entire business of generation. We hope that as they continue to improve them, there should be, we should be able to have very realistic videos. You can see the image generators have now reached the level of winning human art competitions, meaning a time has come when you cannot really differentiate between what the machine has generated and what the computer has generated. Otherwise, so we've seen the image generators, now the video generators. There is the videogen.io. So that should allow you to create some videos. Then there is invideo.io. All of those are video generators. You put in some explanation, they create for you usually a short video, not a very long one. So you don't expect an entire movie out of the AI tool, no. Just 5, 10, 15 minutes. Then there is Canva. Canva also has some AI tool, canva.com. Then there is steve.ai. All these are tools that you'll find there, are able to allow you to generate video. Video is very important because human beings are primarily driven by images and moving content when you are teaching.
Yes.
So the human brain adapts better when it sees something as compared to reading. And that's why when children are being taught, because children are the primary learning element of the human race. So when they are teaching them, they usually use pictures. Even if they are looking at text, they attach a picture to each, so that the learning element of the human brain can be triggered using that picture. So people that are in the education sector, even in the medical sector, and all these other sectors where you need to illustrate some things,
yes.
you'll find these AI tools very good. Because remember, in the earlier scenarios where you had to get a video maybe from a production company, and it is, you pay a lot of money to have that video. Either even the production itself takes a lot of resources. But here the AI tool can be able to create for you a fairly realistic representation of what you want to illustrate.
Yes.
Maybe, for example, you are teaching some students about possibly politics and how
I think that one, let's look at geography and biology.
Geography. Okay, you are teaching.
This teacher is struggling to tell you the system of a river from the mouth.
So a river moves from this point, it goes.
Actually, some people even think that the map of places, you move going upwards. So, so I think
so you
could help us
to create videos on geographical element. For example, you may want to show people how the various means of transportation. There is a river, or there's water transportation. There is air transportation.
Things that people learn.
So you very quickly come up with. I don't know whether they are still, but I think they were removed from the new curriculum. So it's a more productive curriculum. So all those areas where you have to illustrate a certain point, you'll be able to succeed. Now remember that nowadays, to produce a commercial video, usually when you're advertising, you go to an advertising company like Swang's Avenue. They bill you a lot of money in order to think of a video that brings out exactly what you want for your product to be appealing to the individual that sees the video. We foresee that in the near future you'll be able to create that kind of content for yourself, because remember, there is a lot of advertising content that is available on YouTube. And actually, for all of these AI tools, you'll find that whenever you go to use it, they begin by asking for either your Google or some of the other social accounts, because once you allow them to access, they will have a chance of going through. Now this is an example of an AI generated video. Now to generate this kind of video, initially you used to have to do an animation, and the animations were quite expensive to construct. So you'd have only big companies like Disney and the others that have the kind of money needed to come up with these. But nowadays you can have an AI tool. You simply ask it to generate a cartoon story with a rabbit and a girl and etc.
Actually, there's a prominent kids series. I think it's Boss Baby, but I want to believe it was also created in Suggest.
No, Boss Baby was an official animation. Those ones are fully fledged animations, but these ones are available now. And remember, with the availability of a lot of video content, you'll find this content. Now, one thing that we should note about these AI tools is that they essentially learn out of looking at what we human beings have already generated. Now, a problem begins to arise with the African race. For us, we are not generating enough content. So in the end, these tools are not having a lot of African material to learn with. I was testing out an image generator, and I was asking it, a Ugandan woman selling fruits, etc. And each time it would bring me some very old looking people. Even when you ask something like a bride near a lake in Uganda,
you get you
some old looking individual. So it seems that's the kind of content that this tool is actually learning from. Whenever you ask it for something related to Uganda.
Or it is neocolonialism, even the initiators of the AI tools.
They could be, but there is still a challenge of how much of African content
people are posting on Facebook, on YouTube. Do you think it will be easy for
now when you post on
Instagram,
on a controlled account, like for example Facebook? That content may not be readily available to a general AI tool, because remember, these companies are also paying a lot of money to maintain their data centers and etc. They are not going to give permission to some generic AI tool to come and access and learn from their pictures. So they also use it. If you look at the picture quality for Meta AI, because Meta AI is the Facebook image generator, you'll find it has very good image quality. The reason simply being that it has a better learning environment. There is content from all over the place, and whenever you put in something to prompt it, it has very good content to learn from. But these others that don't have social media to support them tend to have very limited content from the African world. Because the majority of African content actually I think is only available on the social media platforms. So that is one thing that we see as a bit of a problem now.
Thank you very much. Dear viewer, this is the Alhidaayah show that comes to you every Monday, 3 to 4 o'clock. Of late, we've been looking at smart AI technologies that we can make use of. And we have better appreciated that we have three main forms. We have the text generators, we have the image generators, and the video generators. Inshallah, after this short break, we shall come back and continue from where we stopped with the discussion. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillahi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Dear viewer, we welcome you back to the second from the short break, and this is the second segment of the Alhidaayah show. Those that are just joining us, this show comes every Monday 3 to 4 o'clock, and we look at Islam and science. In the last few sessions, we've been looking at smart AI technologies that we can make use of, or applications. And those that are just joining, note that we have three main forms of AI applications you can make use of. We have the text generators, the ChatGPT. I think those in the academic institutions, you must well conversate with them. We have the Copilot, among others. Then we looked at also the image generators. Those that were in the first segment, we saw a picture that won't even won an award because of someone making use of the image generator tool. And then finally, we have the video generators. And each of those, we've listed some of the platforms you can check out. Inshallah, if you want to get a recap of them, this show can always be accessed on the Salam YouTube page. Type Salam Alhidaayah, and then the different platforms that we discussed earlier on you can always get them there. So Mr. Hamza, we went for the break looking at some of the AI video generator tools that you gave us, and you told us that most of them if you wanted to generate a video, it requires you a lot of money, and it's only big companies like the Disney that can do the same. So what else do we have in stock for the viewer, inshallah, before we go for the advantages and perhaps the challenges that we can come with the same?
Now, the other ones would require a direct demo. Our selector is still searching, so we could begin by looking at some of the advantages first.
Okay.
Then as our selector comes up with the...
actually he had promised us a video, inshallah.
So showing a step by step.
Please, when it is ready, you let us know.
Okay, so
the steps of creating a video and using the AI.
So that one is ideogram.ai. You can see there are very many, and I think they are all working on the same the same underlying technology. These are just commercial packages. So as you can see, they allow you to create a prompt. A young girl, Aliza, blah blah blah. Then it goes ahead and selects. Of course, you have to tell the AI tool what kind of quality you want.
Yes.
Then you generate, and finally it looks at walking through a forest surrounded by... Now these ones are generating cartoon-like material, so you can easily be able to distinguish. But many of the others don't generate cartoon-like material. They generate real human faces that are very hard to distinguish from the ones that we put out by ourselves. But this one is essentially a cartoon generator.
So this is the ideagram.ai showing us the steps of generating
the animated videos.
Okay.
Because remember, animations also require a lot of money to create, although there has been computerization of the animations in the past, but still the AI has now made it very simple. You can create an entire video for yourself, which is, I think, very positive, as we shall look possible at the advantages, because largely for children entertainment, we have been relying on the cartoon channels. So you don't have any way of being more specific as to what you want your children to be watching. But now, if these tools become a day-to-day phenomenon, you should be able to create for yourself particular entertainment for your children.
But that should even be a challenge to us, the Muslim community. You find that we have limited content,
very limited,
that is halal
and has something positive to teach.
Yes.
The majority are things that are showing magic, how good it is to the children. So you can even edit. Once the rough one has been generated, the tool allows you to even make some modifications in case you have some skills. But even if you maintain the original video the way it was created, most of these tools create very good high caliber content.
Wow. Mashallah. So to the Muslim professionals out there, the da'is out there, we have been having a challenge of having content that is relevant to our needs as a Muslim Ummah. So it means with these AI tools, perhaps it's time we also we say customize and ensure that the content that is supposed to be had by the Muslims should also come out there. Otherwise, when you try to search out for content that is Islamic, I think we only have Oman Hana. There's also I think Zaki, but aside from that, you can struggle. Really,
yeah, because it is very expensive to do those animations. But the AI tools will help us to catch up a bit faster.
Wow. So now with these tools, what are some of the advantages or what benefits should someone look out for when they use these tools as opposed to going natural or using natural?
Now the AI tools, they are saying here they democratize creativity. Now remember that in order for you to create content, we have all along been relying on talent.
Yes.
Just like the way you see footballers, a person has a specific talent, he does things with the ball which no one else can even think of. With the advent of this AI, we now see creativity spanning through.
Even the ones who are not naturally
even
talented.
The one has that zero talent, for as long as you can prompt the AI tool very properly and you keep adjusting your descriptions, you can be able to create very good content. But of course the AI tools are learning from already existing content, and as time goes by they will become better. But we are saying accessibility. You don't need to be very talented in order for you to generate some really good.
You even don't need to have gone to school.
As
long as you have
although since the prompting
there are some things that are a preserve of those who have been to school, but here even the person in the village I think can now
maybe with the basic English, because the prompts understand English. You are not going to go there and say Njagala
Echifana. I was recently to the East, but you see people have content in Gishu, in artists, and I was wondering how AI has how technology has made things. Somebody has a video in the artist
so accessibility is one thing. Anyone can become a content creator and produce some very good work by relying on these AI tools. It is a very positive thing.
Okay.
Then the second one is about cost. We have said many of them are free. Of course they are free for now because they are also learning. They need people to try them out.
7 tries.
So you have to show them out. But of course they don't give you 100% access. Either they give you low resolution output or they make the pictures appear not very good to force you to go for the commercial grade. But largely you can be able to produce some good pictures at a lower cost as compared to going to a professional.
So the cost here is the data and then perhaps some time.
Yeah, but largely it is an acceptable cost. So you have high quality without having to go through the formal process of finding an artist. People that have talent usually charge a lot for their talent.
Yeah, of course.
Then the other one is inspiration and innovation. Now you realize that in most cases the human being's capacity to innovate and imagine is limited to their experience as a person. What you grow up seeing is partially a cap on how far you can go with your imagination. But imagine an AI tool that is scanning the entire internet, learning from all those pictures that come from China, the US, Taiwan, Kampala, and out of all that experience it comes up with an output. So it means this limitation that comes with the human being, in that you are limited to where you've been living, is now reduced to near zero. This thing is able to scan the entire world, see the various experiences and come up with something that is able to integrate all that. So the limitations that we have for human beings in terms of how far your imagination can go are essentially eliminated in this particular scenario. So you have a far better output. And of course we human beings may also do the reverse.
Yes.
The AI is learning out of our pictures, but we still have need for human content generators.
Yes.
But as the human content generators look at the way the AI is coming up with this content, they may also change the way they create their own content. So that's the element of inspiration. The technology has learned from you, yes, but after some time you are also now able to learn from it and even go beyond it, because ultimately we should warn our users that the human being can never be surpassed by these AI tools. The AI may speed up some content generation, but when the human being is to compete with this computer, the computer has no chance. Human beings are the creation of Allah, so they are far ahead, but the AI is able to at least widen the scope. Among the human beings, there are those that are talented and some that are not. But now we are opening up the floodgates and allowing even the ones that may not be necessarily talented to be able to generate very good pictures, very good videos, as it were.
Wow. Okay. So, viewer, we are looking at smart AI applications that we can make use of, and we started on a note of, first of all, categorizing that we have the text generators, the image generators, and then the video generators. And then our guest has just shown us some of the advantages, all the good things that come with these AI generators. One of which is accessibility, even actually called democratization of creativity. Of creativity. Even me who has not gone to an IT class, you that has not even gone to class before, you might, with the, of course, basic literacy, you might be in position to create something out of this. Then also, low cost. Of course, you know how much investment you need to come up with. Actually, even you can't even just sit on the photography. If you asked, you hired someone to come and take photos on your function, each photo would be minimum 2,000 per copy. So if you want 10,000 of them, it's a huge cost. But with this, you can make your own photos, images. And
although, of course, the AI cannot generate photos for your wedding. Those are real photos that need to be taken.
Yes,
as it were.
So now, what are some of the challenges we can look at?
Now, the challenges
regarding these AI applications.
Now, the challenges are given here. One of them is the lack of emotional depth.
What is that?
Now, you see, human beings are driven by emotions. And as we grow up, we know how to read emotions based on facial expression.
So emotions is just the feeling.
Expression of feelings.
Expression of feeling, yes.
Now, computers have up to now not been able to properly understand this very complex area of emotions. So even when they generate these pictures, the emotional element in the face is not very good. Of course, they will learn as time goes by, because for them they adjust according to human instructions.
Yes.
So you'll find you are telling this AI tool to give you a picture of a woman at a wedding. So primarily a human wedding is expected to be a very happy event, and people are looking in this way, but it can very easily generate for you one that is not actually displaying happiness, but simply a blank face. So the element of emotion, which is very important for photography within the human being, is largely not coming out very well. So it is a problem in that case. Then the other problem which our scholars are citing is that originality.
Of course, that
granted, we are saying this thing will create a new image, but ultimately that image is not really coming out of nowhere. It is coming out of copying some other things. So what we are calling learning in this case is actually copying.
Yes.
So the human beings are able to create things from absolutely nothing. A person creates a picture, and no one has ever created anything like that. The human beings have the capacity to come up with those kinds of...
the students of fine art, and there were
imaginative composition.
There was even this living person. You find the way they draw him is completely...
So that one, in that case, you are talking of a person that is in front of them, so you are illustrating what you can see. But even in terms of imagination,
yes.
Imagine people that come up with these characters of aliens. Surely we have never seen any alien.
Never.
But they sit down and think out of nowhere and create something that will make you believe that this thing cannot have come from Earth. It must have come from outside. So that ability there to create total original content out of nowhere is still something elusive for the computers. But as you have said, these computers are learning, and they are learning very fast. A time will come when they begin to create their own content. It's not very far. For as long as the human beings can guide them into avoiding too much repetition, you'll find they can be able to create something that is very close to the originality of human beings. But that is still a challenge up to now.
So now, maybe before we go to the next, now on this issue of originality, do you think it is fair for we, the consumers of these AI tools, to accept something that has been, I don't know whether we call it what? Panel beating it a bit, and then it is given to you as a final product?
Yeah, that one there's no problem, because remember, even the majority of human beings are really just editing things that are already in place. If you are using a tool like Canva, already the templates are there. You make a few modifications and generate something new. So it's not a problem, as long as it's not resembling 100% some other thing that is generated for another person. So originality is an issue. There are also now issues of ethical and copyright. This AI tool is busy reading other people's work in order to learn how to draw, and in the end it is beginning to make their work irrelevant, because the time will come when you no longer need to go to an artist in order to draw your face. You will simply pick a photo of yourself, you load it into the AI and tell it, I want a painting based on that.
Based on this.
And the AI tool will be able to come up with a very good painting that is as close as possible to what a human being would have drawn by hand,
yes.
But based on the prompt that you have given it, meaning the photo. So in that case, therefore, the tools are learning based on content that is really technically supposed to be under copyright.
Oh, okay.
But they simply crawl and they pick this information and they learn, and it becomes a bit of a problem. There is still an ongoing debate. Of course, the benefits of AI are there, and we have seen them. So the debate is, should we really limit how fast these AI tools are learning merely because we are trying to protect copyright, or we allow the technology to grow. And look at how we can protect copyright possibly at a point where the tools have learned enough. Because if we again stop the tools from learning, we shall not benefit a lot from the AI's growth. And it has more advantages if it grows as compared to protecting human copyright. There can arise other protective mechanisms in the future, but there is still now an issue there. In the part of ethics, there is some new technology that is called deep fake.
Deep fake, yes.
Now, deep fake is not generating a 100% new video. What it does, I come here, I record myself, I say a certain sentence or a whole discussion. Then I tell the AI tool to replace my face with the face of maybe the president of Uganda or the president of the US.
There are two videos trending. One of some prominent senior citizen in the country who was being attributed to have made some statements. So he had to record a live video saying, guys,
I'm not
responsible.
So you can see now that ethical problem. A person has pulled a deep fake, and the deep fakes originally were not appearing realistic, but now a person can pull up a deep fake where you cannot even actually pinpoint and say this is, unless you just have prior knowledge and say this thing was done by person X.
So do you have is there, so the IT gurus are the ones who can backtrack and
yes, it requires a lot of effort nowadays to be able to detect the deep fake. And in the end, this technology is really now becoming a major challenge, and to create it, there's even a lot of human effort involved. The entire thing is automated. Simply record your original video, then bring the photo of the individual you want to superimpose over, and go ahead. And interestingly, once you pinpoint the character, the tool is even able to search for that character's other videos and be able to see mannerisms. You see, when we are detecting fakes, we look at mannerisms. You may find each person has a way they talk.
Yes.
Some demonstrate with their hands. Others simply put their hands down. They don't do any demonstration. So each one has a character in which that they use when they are talking.
Yes.
So the deep fake is even able to look out for those kinds of mannerisms that are associated with your speech and integrate them into this modified video. So that if a person comes and says, no, this is not realistic. See the way he's moving his hands. The thing is able to overcome those kinds of challenges. So there are now major ethical problems. You can be made to give a statement, I'm now a gay. I have decided to accept that the gays are also. And this is not coming out of you, but someone has simply recorded and produced.
As we are winding up, I want you to talk to our Muslims there in regard to the Makassan Sharia that we talked about, protecting somebody's honor and respect generally. I think that we need to make a point on that as we wind up. We have about 2 minutes.
Now, as we wind up,
yes.
we ask our Muslim brothers in particular, because
yes.
we are bound by the Sharia in every small thing that we do. This technology is there. And this technology is slowly becoming very affordable in that every one of us will be able to access it.
Yes.
But the bottom line is you don't pull off a deep fake that ends up damaging a person's reputation. These are things that are not at all accepted within the Sharia. You realize that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prohibited backbiting directly in the Quran.
Yes.
He has prohibited spying on others. Accusation. He has prohibited even nicknaming in such a way that the person is not interested in the nickname you are giving. I could call a person a nickname and they don't have any problem. They actually enjoy being called like that. So that one, the Sharia has no problem. But in case you give a person a nickname that they feel bad about,
we have our brothers in politics, you find they smear you.
So that kind of activity, the technology is not supposed to be designed to produce that kind of thing.
So look at that.
Produce it for positive purposes. So although the technology is not limited in what it can do, the element of protection of honor for others is something that remains your responsibility. So the advantages are there. We can do anything with the tools, but we have limitations in how far we can go. And it is a responsibility on every one of us to utilize the technology for positive outcomes.
Thank you very much. Dear viewer, of course time cannot allow us to exhaust. We would have wished to continue, but of course we always have a limited time. We hope and pray that with the discussion we had today, you have appreciated the fact that we need to move with the pace that the world is moving. The AI applications are there. Make use of them. Of course, you also need to have your own input. You also need to read, maybe make some research before you go into whatever you want to design, whether it is a text, whether it's an image, or it is a video. And in such a way, you'll come out competitive compared to the rest. But like we've noted that as a Muslim, you have another responsibility of ensuring that whatever you do seeks Allah's pleasure, not Allah's displeasure. So do not design something that is going to affect somebody's reputation, that is going to affect somebody's honor and the rest, because whatever we do, we shall be held accountable before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I want to thank you, the viewers, for always keeping it on the show. I want to thank our guest for always making time to come and talk to us and share with us the different aspects of Islam and science. Remember, if you missed out the earlier segment of the show, kindly go to the Salam YouTube channel, type Salam Alhidaayah, and then you'll get this video. Inshallah, those that I have, of course, contacts, we can always share with you the videos if you hit our inboxes. Otherwise, till next time, I remain Muhammad Sallallahu. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Eno ye Salam TV. Adhan ngekutuswako.
Hotel Africana. Come as a guest and leave as a friend.